In addition to that, if you want to see things pretty quickly, you can always hover your mouse over it, which is called hover scrubbing. Okay. Hover scrubbing. So you're scrubbing again the floor, but this is the floor of your Premiere Pro. Okay. So you are hover scrubbing because you're hovering on top and you're scrubbing through the clips itself. So that is something that you can do. Now, in addition to that, I think we should look at our views here. So when we click on something, we'll see it, of course, in the source monitor. We're seeing it in the source monitor, and then we can fit it or we can go to 100%. We can change it. So when you fit it to view, then all of the information is pretty much there. But when you go to so if you fit all the information is there in terms of the pixels, and if you go to 100%, it's showing it's showing the 100% view. So everything is there. But if you're showing fit, it's fit to the dynamics of the dimensions that are set. So that's something else. You can change the size if you want to in that way. Now we're going to look a little bit closer on our source monitor playback options. So if you see the playback options here, you'll see that there are several options, including this one here, which is playhead position in the current time code. So you'll see that when we scrub our playhead back and forth, then we click on a file and then, it'll show the dimensions. For example, what time it starts, how long it is, where we're at, where the playhead is at. And then same thing here, it'll show, you know, exactly the time dimensions of this as well, how long it is. So we do have our time dimension section here. Here is our Zoom scroll bar. So you notice we have a scroll on everything. We can see pretty much a scroll here. We have a scroll here. We can scroll it, and then we also have a scroll here as well. And then we can, we can click plus sign to make it bigger, zoom in. We can click minus to zoom out. You notice that we also have in out points that we can set here. So this is showing where our playhead is, this little playhead pointer top. You see that this is considered to be our playhead. And wherever you go to, you can play by clicking the play button. You can stop. You see it says step back 1 frame. You can go back 1 frame, or you can go forward 1 frame. You can actually go to the end point, go to the out point. So for this, you notice that I set an end point and then I also set an out point. Okay, but we can't do both at once. So let's play it again. Oh, okay. So that didn't really work out. So let's just go to our markers and we're going to clear the in and the out. So really what you have to do is play it first and figure out where you want to set your in and out. Okay, great. I want to set my endpoint right here. And then you have to continue to play it to see where you want to set your out point. So this here is called our mark endpoint, and this here is called our mark out point. So let's say, for example, you think this is enough to show, you can click your mark out point, and there we are. You can also stop it on the screen as well. And then if you click this loop playback, you'll see that once you're in there and you play it, it'll just loop the file over and over again. That little section, it'll loop over and over again. So you'll see that it will not go beyond the out uh, button that you pushed. So that's that. You see the time scale is changing right from within here, the scope of this. And you see the out duration of the total clip right here. And I think that's pretty much it. This will include some settings. If we're not talking about that just yet, but that'll include some settings. And again, if you want to change this from one view to the next, say this here is your waveform view. This here is your video composite view. It says video only, and then this should say waveform only. You can do so, and then you can change the dimensions again by clicking there. Okay. So that is just a really close heads up on these controls here that allow us to modify the footage that we're actually seeing. These are our controls here that help us to modify this. And we'll learn more about the different controls as we go through this course. And so that is that. Now, I think that as it relates to our time code information, if you look here, you'll see that the first option is in frames. So it shows you the frames. Then the next option we have our seconds. So this is our frames, seconds, and then from there we have minutes, and then from there we have hours. So it's the same way as you look at real time, but it actually starts with frames and then it goes into seconds, then minutes, then hours. And so that's important to know. And I think that if you look at this little this settings, this is really the option for the settings menu here. You notice that you got one everywhere. Settings menu here, settings menu here, and then you also have a settings menu here that you can always click on to learn more information about how you can open something up when you click on it actually. Okay, so you can do that. Now, let's just see one thing real quick from the source monitor settings option, this tool here. If we click it and if we look and choose an option, let's go and see if we can see, okay, here. Let's see if we can see safe margins here. Safe margins, yeah, it's right here, safe margins. So if you click there, then you'll see that that is the safe margin setting. And you notice that two lines actually appeared on the source monitor. The outer box, which is this box right here, is the action safe mode, action safe zone. And it really keeps important action inside of the box. So when pictures are displayed, understand that things will not be displayed outside of this section. The intersection is the title safe zone. So graphics should all be placed within that part of the actual view. So title safe zone is here, and then action safe zone is out here. So all action should be kept inside of the action box. And then we should keep all titles, like graphic titles, inside of the inner box, which is the title safe zone. Okay, so that's additional information. And if you also want to check out something else, then you can click here. You can just check off safe margins because we don't really need that right now. Then if we look down further, we'll see composite video is selected. So remember when we went back and forth, we can click audio waveform or we can click composite video, which is the same as clicking these two options here. Now, as we go through, then you'll see that that exists. You'll see that you can also do another thing as well. Let us see if we can try that out. If you look at the right-hand side of the source monitor, you have something right here. And this is referred to as the button editor. So if you click the button editor, then you'll see that there are so many buttons that appear on this floating panel here. And if there's any additional buttons that you want to include, you can easily do so, um, if you want to. So we pretty much have this already. I mean, there's some things we don't have. We know we have a space. Um, Safe margins, we don't have that. So maybe we can drag and drop that down. If you want to have that, you can do that and then just click OK. And then you can easily get to your safe margins button. So that's a way you can add whatever you want to into your source monitor section. So now as we move through it, I think that's about it for that section. What we'll do is we'll work with audio channels. Okay, as I mentioned already, we'll do that at a later time and day. And that pretty much is everything. That's everything. So hope you enjoyed this session. Thanks so much for joining me. And until next time, this is Dr. Copeland saying goodbye.